Ooh.
Tony said, Hey y'all, I'm Temar Underwood. I'm the Artistic Director here at Redhouse Arts Center, and this is Thank You 10, a chat series where we ask our artists working on our productions 10 random ass questions. And our guest today is Tony Vadala. Tony is the de facto resident sound designer here at Redhouse and will, of course, be working on our next production of Le Toit du Mât. Tony is the recipient of several SALT Awards for his sound design work. He has also mixed sound for many television productions at the local and the national level. Tony is a professor in the Broadcast Media Communications program at Onondaga Community College. Tony, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So good. We've worked together so much. What was the first thing we worked on? Do you remember?
I do, because I was floored by your voice, if I may say
Oh,
so.
gosh.
It was 2014, September, I believe, Spelling Bee.
Oh,
And
right.
you played the comfort counselor
Right.
and the dads, both dads.
Yes, I love the "I Love You" song so much.
Yeah.
that was the best.
And that's what floored me at that point. I'm like, who is this guy?
and the first show I worked on you with as a director was I Do.
I think so. That's
Wow,
correct.
that was the last show at the old Red House.
It was.
Wow. How long have you been working with Red House?
So officially, I started in January of 2014, but I came in the fall just to kind of observe when they did Music Man, because I was
right.
just curious to what the space sounded like
Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Cool. And you've been with us ever since.
Ever since, that wasn't my plan, but yeah.
That wasn't your plan. You just liked the people and the work.
Yeah, essentially. And when I heard that they were staging Next to Normal, I really wanted to work on that production. I had seen it in New York with the original cast. And having some mental illness in my family, distant my aunt, really hit home. So when I found out they were staging it, I spoke with Stefan. And he said, call the people. And I did, and set up an interview. And I was just one and done is all I wanted to do.
Wow.
But I stuck around.
Yeah, that's Stefan, the connecting people.
That's it.
You ready for these questions?
I'm ready.
Okay. What's a food or dish that you absolutely cannot stand?
Raw mushrooms, like those moonlight mushrooms, they taste like dirty to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the ones they put sometimes in salads.
Yeah, mushrooms for me, as a kid, I hated. But as an adult, I've grown to sort of like them. But you're just always...
Only that one type. I like portobello mushrooms and other
Oh,
cooked mushrooms and
right.
things like that in stews and stuff like that. But just those raw, I've tried them and it's just like either not washed properly or
It
something.
tastes like dirt.
It's like dirt.
If you had to wear one color every single day for the rest of your life, what color would it be?
No doubt blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Nice. What, is there a shade of blue or just
blue?
Any old
Yeah.
any old blue?
I think if you looked in my closet, most of my shirts have some shade of blue.
You are a blue person. I mean, a
Yeah.
blue wearer.
Yeah.
Gum or mints?
Mints.
Mints. Is there a reason?
No, I think they are a little more refreshing. Gum after a while just kind of gets, it's quick and it's over. It's like, a short little bit of pleasure,
Tony, I will chew a piece of gum to death. I'll throw in a piece of gum at the beginning of the day, and then it'll be like 2:00, chewing the same piece of gum from 9 a.m.
And all the flavor is gone.
It's gone. It
But
was
it's-
gone 6 hours ago. Would you rather live in a house on the beach or a cabin in the woods?
Both.
Both.
I know, that's a
you have to-
cop-out.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
have to pick one.
The mountain, the cabin.
Yeah.
I think
Me
so.
too.
Yeah, I think so. The solitude sometimes, I can get a recording of the waves if I need to for that kind of
Oh,
peacefulness.
so you're going to be working. You're going to be working?
No, right.
Yeah. I have this thing against sand, so my answer is always cabin. It's like a running theme on the show is I hate sand, but you're fine with the beach.
Yeah, I do like the beach, but I don't think I would want a house there all the time.
No,
Yeah.
it's hot. If you had to sing a karaoke song right now, what would it be?
The only one I ever did in karaoke was Puff the Magic Dragon.
Is that
on
really?
a New Year's Eve one
Oh,
time.
my goodness.
Yeah, and we were just, somebody said, hey, let's do this. I'm like, okay.
You've sound designed so many shows and musicals and all these things. Do you sing?
I did a long time ago in
Yeah.
school, but not since.
No?
No.
But like, you know.
Yeah, I can match pitch if I need to. You know,
Okay.
when somebody hits a note on the piano.
All
but
right,
that's-
we're gonna get some drinks and have our opening night party at Singers.
There we
and-
go.
And I'm gonna get you up there after a couple beers or something. What's your pre-show ritual?
Okay, so I like to be calm and in my head and think. It could be the last show I'm doing of the run, but I still like to have that moment, at least 5 or 6 minutes, where I'm just in place, you know, at front of house, and the audience is coming in, and I just want to be calm and just think about what I have to do. It just gets me in that and black out everything else.
Yeah. Do you have to be alone to do it?
No,
or-
not necessarily.
No,
As long
so
as
you can do it.
nobody's talking to me.
Right.
Right. I can just kind of, yeah, because I can block all the other noise out. And I think why that is important is that I have this philosophy, and it's shared by others, that a really good sound mixer for musical theater puts on a costume and performs every night just like the actors on stage. Because every show is different. I can't just push the faders the same way every night. Somebody might be sick. The timing might be a little different. An entrance might be a little later, whatever it might be. So I'm constantly focused. And to get into that mindset of being focused, I need that little bit of time before the show starts just to get myself in that place.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, sometimes you don't know this, but if I'm doing a show, particularly a musical where you're working the soundboard, I will look up and see what you're up to, and you're busy back there.
Yeah,
You're busy.
at the beginning. Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
things that, you know, there's a little pre-show checklist, just like any, you know, stage
I mean,
management
during
has.
the show,
Oh yeah.
you're like, gotta, you know,
Yeah.
it's hard work. What's the one thing you own that you should really throw out?
Probably some old clothes.
Clothes?
Yeah, I tend to hang on. I don't know why, but yeah, I really need to go through the closet, and there's probably a good much I could give to like Goodwill. They're in decent shape, but yeah.
Yeah. Get rid of those clothes, Tony. I'm sure you need room for some sound equipment too.
You know, I really don't have anything fancy at my house for sound or video, television, anything like that. Just a simple TV and a small little.
Is it one of those things where it's like, that's work? I don't need that at home?
Yeah, and I just do it for enjoyment. So I'll put on some music, you know, and I just will relax and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And when I'm listening to music, if that's the goal, the lights are off, everything else is quiet, nothing else distracting, and
I have found that.
I close my eyes and listen.
I have really found that listening to music in the dark does something. And I'm sure there's some scientific reason behind that.
There's one less sensory, you know,
Yeah.
coming in.
Yeah.
You know, to close the eyes, and now there's no.
Yeah. If you could tell your 15-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
Take every opportunity that comes your way. That's what I did. I had no idea where my path was going to take me. I had a lot of interests in high school. I thought maybe some type of sound or video or production, something like that. I really liked the teamwork aspect of that. But then as I went through school and after that and everything, somebody would say, hey, are you interested in doing this or that? And I would be like, yeah, sure. And some things I discovered I really liked. It led to some really good positive experiences. I got a chance to go to Rome, Italy and shoot a documentary when I was in my 20s. Got to go into the Vatican and see the Pope and all that. And I just said, yeah, I'll do it.
So
You know,
say yes.
Yes, I say yes to an opportunity. And, you know, it could have been a disaster, but it wasn't.
And if it was a disaster, you probably learned from it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good. Okay, it's time.
Okay.
The big question.
Okay.
Margot out there has some strong opinions, and I have some strong opinions.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
I guess that's above my pay grade, but no, I don't.
Right, 'cause you're vegetarian.
Yeah, I don't think so. But is the hot dog the actual Frankenfurter, or is that the?
I'm thinking, you know, a hot dog and a bun.
I don't know. I mean, because you think about like, well, what about a Philadelphia cheesesteak or a sausage and peppers and onions? Is that a sandwich, or is that just a? It's in a bun. They're in buns.
Philadelphia
or
cheesesteak, I would say, is a sandwich.
I like the subs or the hero sandwiches or those kind of
Yeah.
Knickerbocker sandwiches.
Isn't
I don't
it
know.
Subway sandwich?
I think so. I don't know. You know what? I'll bet you I'm going to Google this now. I'm sure there's probably a website or something that is like the official, you know, hot dog website.
Yeah,
or
Oscar
something.
Mayer needs to come out with a statement
Yeah,
on
sure.
this. Okay, last question.
Okay.
Recommend 2 plays that everyone should read.
Passion Play.
Oh.
That was one that I was I read that, and I didn't. When you read it, it was like, okay. And then when you saw it on stage, that page to stage, and that treatment it got, I was like, yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So I think Passion Play is one that everybody should read, and I think Streetcar everybody should read.
Yeah.
They might know the movie, which I knew the movie, but read the play and try to distance yourself from the film. That shocked me. Your direction and that cast was incredible. People have told me that it was probably the best thing they've ever seen in Syracuse.
Wow.
And in other places as well, in terms of just the overall, quality of production.
You said something during that process. You were like, they're so cruel to each other.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really thought about that, and it's true. It's because I was just like in it, thinking about the direction and the staging and all of that and the moment to moment. But yeah, that was a really insightful comment. Well, thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you.
So that camera right there, there's you can give a little pitch about the next show coming up, Les Trois du Mât.
Oh, everybody should see this show. You probably know The Three Musketeers or The Count of Monte Cristo, but you haven't seen the story of the man behind that, directed by Temar, and set in time and place, but also have some surprises that might make it seem a little bit more modern.
Awesome. Thanks again, Tony.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.